What should your markup be?
Yes.
I get this question a lot. Wonderful.
Absolutely. I mean, you get your cost, okay, it cost me $1, but how much should I sell it for? And that's a valid question. Which depends actually on a few components. And if you look at the slide, wholesale, if you want to determine your wholesale price, it's usually somewhere between, the markup is usually between 2.2 to 3. So you take your cost, you multiply it by whatever you decide should be your markup, anywhere from 2.2 to 3. Average is about 2.5. That's really a normal average way. It kind of depends, and we'll go over it in a second. It kind of depends on a few components. If you do direct sale, meaning for those of you who produce product and sell it online or through their store or anything that there's no wholesale in the middle, to determine that price, that retail price, you take your cost and you multiply it by anywhere between 4.5 to 5. Now, how to determine exactly what your markup is really, it depends on, first of all, your product, what type of product it is. It depends on what kind of market you're getting into. Who's your customer, who's your competition, and what is the price point that you're competing with your competition. If you're doing, just for example, if you're doing a product that is intend to be mass produced, for example, underwear, just for example, there's going to be a certain price that you can sell that product. You can't really, you can, but, for the most part, it's not going to be in the $300 price range. You know more or less what the competitors out there. You might have an edge to your product, and this way you can, add it to the value and the price. But for the most part, it gives you a gauge of where you need to be. As opposed, for example, if a product is custom made and you're making it one at a time, your markup on this, for the most part, will probably be higher than what you would do on something that you produce hundreds at a time. These are kind of like, to give you an example of how to determine what should be your markup. And another thing is your distribution. If you're selling online, if you're selling retail, or if you're selling wholesale, or if you're selling both. And one of the things that Cost Sheet can help you with, and actually, Jane, go to the next slide.
Yep.
Slide 16. It has
I'm on it.
On really.
And could I pipe in for 1 second?
Sure.
Because I just got two things like, oh my God, I could never do those markups. My product is never going to work. And believe me, Boaz and I hear this all the time.
Yep.
And if you're making pens, you probably have to make that overseas.
Right.
If you're going to make things domestically, that's why people come to us. You get stuck, and you look at it and you say, I can't afford to make this. I don't know how, I have to switch my product. Okay, don't freak out, because that might not be true.
Sure.
There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of things that can be looked at. Everything is on a case-by-case basis. What Boaz is showing you today is this is how it should be. This is the way that you can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to lose money. Okay?
Sure.
But there's a lot of, fluidity here, everybody, with the costing and pricing, and certain garments and certain accessories have a higher markup possibility than others.
Absolutely.
So children's wear is typically on the low end of getting your margins, and, accessories should be on the high end. It's all over the place. So don't worry if you think, based on this today, I'm out of business. Don't think that. You are not.
No.
You are not.
Absolutely. That's a good point, because that's not the intention. The intention is really of this webinar, and what we're trying to do is for you guys to understand where you need to be. Because then you can go back to the cost sheet and figure out, okay, what can I do, or what do I need to do to actually get closer to this or get to it?